Hello, happy Thursday and welcome. My name is Shelby Dillon with Shelby Dillon Studio, and this is our Kickstart Your Art presentation on a beautiful Thursday here in Florida. Thank you so much for joining me. First of all, I have y'all all right here on my screen, so I would love to say hello to you. Say hello to me in the comments. I'm seeing what you guys are saying. So I see Mel and Sue and Laura and Nancy and Julie and Judy and Leah. It's good to see all of y'all. You know, we're here to talk a little bit about doing a 30-day challenge, a 100-day challenge, some kind of, we call them challenges because that's kind of the word that everybody uses. But, I want to know if you've ever done one of these before. So if you've done one or if you haven't done one, put it in the comments. I would love to see who has done a 30, 60, 90, 100 painting a day challenge. If you've ever done something like that, go ahead and drop it in the comments and I'd love to see. Hey Esther, good to see you. Hey Robin, hey Julie, all the way in San Antonio. Hey Sherry. And Lynn is coming from southeastern Wisconsin. So, a 31 day, we're going to do a 31-day challenge in March, 30-day challenge, 100-day challenge, some number of paintings sort of challenge. What exactly is that? Well, I love these because I find that there's no better way to really up-level your skills. One of these 30, 100-day challenges, they give you focus. They give you an idea to work with, and it gives you something to work on. And if you make these small digestible paintings, if you work small and quick for a certain number of paintings, you will see so much progress in your art practice. So Jackie says this will be her first. Teresa says she's never done before. Judy says she hasn't done it, but it's a good way to start daily practice. Mel says it's her first time. Kim would love to try a challenge. Sherry is very scared to try. She's never done it before. Sue says she has painted something every day this year, but not finished much. I love it. Esther says she's always intend to and then get distracted midway through. So, first of all, the word challenge. It's a great word, but it can be really, really intimidating. So even though we've titled this the 31-day painting challenge, I'd love to think of it as like the 31-day painting practice or the 31-day painting collection. Like everything about what I do and how I view art and how I want y'all to view art is, let's take the fear of missing out of this. Let's take the pressure out of this. Let's call it a collection. Let's call it an experience, because I don't know about y'all. It's spring here. I know some people are in different parts of the country. It's here it's already beach weather, but it makes you think about, all right, January 1st, we have these goals. We're gonna do this thing, and beach season is at the start of the summer, and we have to get ready to wear a swimsuit. So you go to the gym January 1st, and by February 15th, it's Nacho Tuesday, right? Like we have lost the plot, and then we feel guilty. We're not exercising because we have these super high expectations for ourselves. So I don't want your art practice to be beach season. I want it to be a nice leisurely walk on the beach. We do not have to worry about swimsuit weather in art. There is no deadline. There is no reason to beat ourselves up for trying something and then not finishing it, or let's lower the expectations. So we're going to call this a collection. It's our 31-day collection. It's our 31-day practice. And I'm going to give you about 5 tips that will help you get ready and make this feel less intimidating. Let me know. March Madness. Oh my goodness, I like that. So we're going to do a 31-day March Madness of painting. I love it. I love it. The first thing in order to do one of these is I want you to give yourself grace. I just mentioned this. Don't worry about doing 31 paintings in 31 days. We are going to lead everyone through the experience and make it an opportunity. So if you can do 31 paintings in 31 days, if not, just try and get 31 done. And you can take 3 months, you can take 6 months to get 31 done. Don't feel like you have to do 31 paintings in March. I'll tell you guys something, because I'm always real with y'all. I'm not going to get 31 paintings done in March. We have festivals on the weekends, and it's also my daughter's spring break. So I'm not going to be able to paint when I'm chasing after my daughter on the beach. She's 8. She wants to go play with mom in the waves, and as much as I would love to be able to carve out time to paint every single day, like, life gets in the way. We have family, we have obligations. So if you don't get to do 31 days every single day, don't beat yourself up over it. Let's lower the bar. This is about the journey, not the final product. You'll still see progress. It just might take a little longer. So, and something that we really hold dearly here is that you are never behind. So if you do 31 paintings in 31 days, that's fabulous. If it takes you until June, that's fabulous. We've had several members in the Creative Circle do 100-day challenges. We have one artist, Laura Wetz. She is doing this incredible project she loves to go running. So she does trails where she goes running. And she's been working on this for a long time. But it doesn't matter that she's on day 50 or that another one of our members, Elise Christian, she finished a 100-day project. And she has 2 young boys. So it took her like 6 months to do. Don't put that pressure on yourself. Just do it at your own pace so that it fits with your life, because then you'll stay excited about it and energized for it. Don't feel like you have to get it done in that time. Life happens, y'all. So now that we have lowered the bar and accepted the fact that this is supposed to be an experience, it's about the journey. It's not about on April 1st being like, I did 31 paintings, I am the master of the universe. If you do, that's fabulous, but it's about just doing the paintings and learning and getting the reps in. It's not as much about having the finished collection. So now that we've talked a little bit about that, my second tip is to focus your energy. Pick a subject. Now, how do you pick a subject for 31 days? 31 days is a great, it's a nice bite-sized way to start one of these projects. It's not this one giant project that takes forever and never ends. You can pick something as broad as, I want to paint landscapes, or you can narrow it down and say, I'm going to paint sparrows. So you can pick a topic like animals, you can pick birds, you can pick still lives, you can pick landscapes, you can do abstract, you can do any topic that you want. I recommend that you pick a topic that's broad enough so that you don't get bored, but gives you a little bit of focus. If you say, I'm just going to paint for 31 days, that might be a little too broad, and then it might be difficult to find things to paint every day. But, make this for you and what you think is interesting. I've seen several artists do something like, they use the alphabet for inspiration. So I know that's 26 days, but, we're splitting hairs here. So they do the alphabet for flowers. So like they'll do azaleas for A and begonias for B, and they'll work their way through the alphabet. And each day they'll do a different flower. I have an artist friend that did that with the national parks. They did a different national park that started with each letter of the alphabet and worked their way through that. So there's a million different ways that you can do this. Make sure that it works for you and will keep you interested for all the 30 days. So after you have given yourself grace and accepted that this is a project and this is fun and this isn't high pressure, and after you have picked a subject, my next tip is that you remove all barriers. So it's so easy to get caught up in laundry, meal planning. Oh, but I've got to. Oh, but I've got to. So let's take all the barriers out of the way next. I mean, I want you all to throw it in the comments if you walk home or you get ready to do something for yourself and all of a sudden that mental to-do list of things you need to do in the house catches you up, and the next thing you know, 3 hours have passed and you haven't been able to sit down and paint. I know I am guilty of that all the time. I want to try new things, and then I get home and I see the laundry, or I'm like, oh, I need to clean out the fridge, or I need to reorganize, clean up, name it. It's a to-do list that never ends. So what I recommend that you do is do a couple things to help remove those barriers. So first is, make sure you have a space and order your supplies. So that's a great way to make sure that you are ready to go. And this will get you excited. Make sure you have all of your supplies ready. So, whether you want to paint on Canva paper or watercolor paper or panels or wood panels or canvas, go ahead and decide what you want to do and get it ready and get it ordered. Go check your paints, make sure that you're not going to run out of your colors on the first day. Make sure that your brushes are in good shape, so then you don't have any excuses. And not only that, maybe you have a new art supply or two to try, and that will be a lot of fun and get you excited and ready to go. So that's one barrier that we can remove. The next barrier is batching your reference photos. So say you've picked birds. I would recommend having maybe not all 30 days, but maybe you can get the first 5 to 10 days of reference photos and have them selected and have them ready to go, so that when you come into the studio, you can just sit down and paint. You don't have to say, oh, what am I going to paint? Oh, now I need to find a bird. Now I need to crop the bird. Now I'm not sure what to do. So you can just sit down, the photos here, your canvas is here, all your supplies are ready to go, and you can just focus. I recommend that these challenges, these experiences, not take more than an hour to paint. So, keep it smaller. Keep it 8 by 10, 5 by 7. Don't do these big canvases. That'll take a long time. And these paintings that you see behind me, these take hours. And so I can't do 30 of anything that size. I have to keep it tight. I have to keep it small in order to get the challenge done. I would also, not recommend getting a ton of actual panels, like the gallery panels or canvases, because they get expensive. And so that's why I love working with like the flat panels, watercolor paper, or Canva paper. Like you can do small, quick studies, really focus on one thing, and then, If it's great, you can still frame it and keep it, but it's about the journey. It's about the practice. Now, if you don't know what your topic is gonna be and you don't have any reference photos, if you join our challenge, don't worry, we've got you covered. We're gonna be sending you 31 days of reference photos. We're gonna send you one every single day. So if you haven't signed up, you can sign up. And our theme is gonna be still lives. So we've gotten together in the studio and we've come up with some fun, bright colored still lives so that you can use these as your reference photos. And so, we're helping you remove a barrier. If you just want to get going and want to get painting, you can use our reference photos to keep up with this every day. So now that you have given yourself grace, you've picked a subject, you have all your supplies and your reference photos and you're ready to go, I really recommend having a dedicated space. I'm very, very lucky right now. I have this beautiful studio, but a lot of times I've had my art, when we lived overseas, we were in a flat. We were in a very small condo, and I had very little room, but I always made sure to have a little space of my own. A lot of times that was a desk in a guest room. And what I would do is it was like a secretary. So it had like you pull the front down and it makes a surface. I had about 2 feet to myself to paint in the entire house. And my daughter was a newborn baby, so I didn't have much me time or space, but I was able to carve out 2 feet and a 2-hour nap time and still keep my practice going. That's all it needs. If you can't carve out a space where you can purely just drop in, everybody's occupying every bedroom and there's no extra space and you have to claim the dining room table every day, that's fine too. Try to make it as easy as possible by getting a tackle box. Tackle boxes or caboodles, if y'all remember caboodles, they make a great paint caddy. All it needs to be is it just needs to be long enough to store your brushes and some paint tubes, and you can store your little canvases somewhere else, but that's all you need to really get going. When we paint and you break it down to the basics, it's kind of like a newborn child. You think you need all this extra stuff, but in practicality, when you clear out all the noise, you don't need a ton. You need some paints, you need some brushes, and you even need just paper. It doesn't have to be fancy. But yeah, do your best to carve out space and time for yourself so that you can really focus on this. And then my last tip is not just carve out space, but to carve out time. Judy, she has a TV tray. That's a great solution. So you have a dedicated space. Next, I would definitely recommend that you carve out the time. And think of all the time that we spend scrolling through our cell phones. Think of all the time I think of all the time I spend on Netflix. I think of all the time. There's so much. We don't have to be doing something all the time, but I realized how much extra space there actually is in my day. And it doesn't involve having to get up earlier or sacrificing something important. There's a lot of noise and a lot of stuff we don't necessarily have to do. Take this and treat this as like making the dinner for your family. It's something that's really important for you. We can't fill others' cups unless our cups are full. If you're coming from an empty place and you're giving everything to everyone else and not doing anything for yourself, we have nothing to draw on. We don't have reserves of joy. But if we're doing a little bit of something for ourselves, it gives us a greater well. Our cup will be overflowing and we can share it with the world. I know that since I have started doing that, taking a little bit of time for myself, I've had so much more to give. You know, it sounds, we always feel, as a mother and a woman, I always feel selfish doing something for myself because we're kind of expected to always do for others. But when we do something for ourselves, we actually have more abundance. When we take care of ourselves, we have more abundance, we have more joy, we have more love to give because we are taking care of ourselves and we're not coming from an empty place. So, you know, to recap, these painting a day projects, they're these 30-day challenges, these 100-day challenges. We're going to do our 31-day March Madness of painting. It doesn't have to be this big, scary monster. Let's make it something gentle. Let's make it something fulfilling. Let's make it something joyful. All you have to do is give yourself grace and get into the rhythm. Pick a subject, order supplies, make sure you have a dedicated space, and then schedule the time. And if you want to join, if you join our project, like we've said, we will take a couple of those steps out of the process for you and make it easier for you. We've got a subject. It is 31 days of still lives, and we're going to give you those reference photos. So you don't even have to think about it. You can just check your email every day and get to painting. And you know, something else that really helps is the community. So you can follow along with everyone else and we can cheer each other on and really encourage each other. And there's a difference between, you know, cheering each on and encouraging each other and comparison. So we're not going to compare ourselves to each other. We're all on our own journey and we're all at our own pace. I started as a beginner. We're all just at a different place in the journey. And before you can be this level of artist, you've got to start here. Nobody starts here. That's a fallacy. We don't come out of the womb Picassos or Monets. No, there's a learning process that we go through to get there. So enjoy the process. Enjoy what's going on. It's this you'll see so much progress in your work as you go through it. And I did want y'all to know that as the first week of the progress, as the first week of the challenge goes, we will be emailing you tips, tricks, and we're especially going to be emailing you everything that helps get you started through you know, getting prepared, getting ready, planning your project. So we are very much looking forward to seeing everyone and seeing what everyone can do. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments now. I see Mel, she says, how about us choosing colors? Mel, you can choose whatever colors you want to work with. You can use the colors, like the color palette that we use in the Creative Circle. I know you have all those paints. And from those paints, you can mix any paints that you want. If you want to do something crazy like I'm only going to paint in orange, green, and purple, perfect. That's fine. That oh good Lord, that's a challenge. But you know, you can twist this and make this fun however you want to do it. So Sharon says, when I paint, I always work on two, one of reference and one of leftover paint abstract. Can I combine the two in the 31-day challenge? Absolutely. I see absolutely no reason why. This is about taking a concept and making it your own and making it work for you and your art practice. We're providing some tools to get you started and get things going and have it be a little bit easier. But we are always encouraging you to find your own voice as an artist, develop your own style as an artist, and find what resonates with you, because your story is so much more interesting when told by you than, somebody else's story, somebody else's style that you try to interpret. So if you love doing abstract, if you love doing watercolor, it's not acrylic, doesn't have to be still life. Just join me for the 31-day challenge, and you can pick your own topic, you can pick your own reference photos, you can pick your own medium. We're just going to be doing it together, and I'll be here cheering you on. And we're going to have a great supportive group in our free Facebook group, Learn, Paint, Grow. And I did want to say, all of you Creative Circle members, you're going to have access to all of the photos in your learning platform. So you do not have to join the email list if you don't want the emails. We are going to make those photos available to you. And you can work ahead or at your own pace. So we're very much looking forward to that. So once again, thank you. Our 31-day painting challenge starts on Tuesday, March 1st, and I'll actually be going live for our lunchtime paint break, and I'll be painting the first photo reference live for everyone. So Tuesday at noon, the time we usually meet together. I'd love to have you join us, and I am really looking forward to cheering all of y'all on during the week of March and seeing how far your painting progresses from the 1st to the 31st after you've done this. So thank you all so much, and I look forward to seeing y'all next week. All right, bye.